What if you could launch one ad, a really simple, low-tech ad that helped you get more eyeballs on your business, and at the same time, it really moved those people very quickly through the know, like, and trust process? I'm Claire Pelletreau, a Facebook ad consultant and teacher, and in this video, I'm going to give you all the steps. An entire tutorial on this one really simple ad. We're not going to be dealing with pixels or crazy conversion tracking because you don't need it for this ad, but it can be extremely effective if you do it right. We're about to go through all of the steps, but make sure you watch until the very end because I'm going to show you how to actually read the reports so you know whether or not these ads are actually doing anything for your business. And fun fact, did you know that you can actually watch this video on 1.25 or 1.5 or even 2x speed? I mean, I'm kind of a fast talker, but it could be fun. You can use that little gear below this video and change the playback speed. I like to watch tutorials fast, you know? Let's get into it. So here we are inside the Ads Manager. Do not panic if yours looks a little bit different from mine because Facebook is literally changing things every 2 seconds. Thank you, Zuckerberg. But you should be able to find everything in more or less the same place. So you're going to start here with the Create button. Again, we're in the Campaigns tabs. When I talk about tabs, I'm saying Campaigns, Ad Set, Ads. So we're going to hit the green Create. And then I usually call this Content Awareness Ad. Then I'll probably have the topic of my ad. This is an ad that you're going to be teaching in. So let's say I'm talking about dynamic creative, which is just one thing I get asked about a lot. And then I usually put the date, the month, and the year. Skip special ad category. I'm going to leave buying type alone and change traffic to post engagement. I would also, for the sake of this campaign, we're going to toggle off campaign budget optimization. And under ad set, let's just say for me, I'm going to choose Amy Porterfield's audience. I always name my ad sets by the people I'm targeting. So actually, let's go with a lookalike audience. So I do LLA, lookalike audience of customers, 2%. And we'll get into that in a second. And then ad name is just going to be dynamic creative ad. Again, this is really the topic. So we're going to save that to draft. And you should see your campaign created. It will have a slightly different background. In this case, it's a kind of a green background. So now I'm going to come over to the ad set tab. Now, an ad set, each campaign has at least one ad set, and each ad set has at least one ad. And at the ad set level, you choose things like your audience, your budget, your schedule, where you want your ads shown, just on Facebook, just on Instagram, on stories, like these are called placements. So you do all of this at the ad set level. I like to close these little things that add this automatic drop down. I find that it's unnecessary. So we're going to start with optimization for ad delivery, leave that to post engagement. I'm going to skip cost control, skip when you get charged. But FYI, you will get charged per impression of your ad, which just means if your ad gets shown, not if people do anything. And that is actually your best bet in most cases to run your ads. So then I might start low. Now, if I know that, I'm trying to go after cold audiences very hard. Cold audiences mean people who just don't know about me or my business yet. They haven't engaged with my business yet. If I want to build that audience very quickly, then I'm going to be spending more than $10 a day. But this can be a really good way to simply just see how people are responding to your ad. Now, Then I'm going to have my start date being today, and I will not set an end date. You can if you want, but you're probably going to be checking on these every day. So you can turn them off when you want. So, audience is the toughest part here. And I'm not going to go into this too much right now because I have a resource. We've got the link below. The link is actually clairepells.com/the numbers 240. And that teaches you all about how targeting works, what some of your options are, how to actually group together what they're called interests and things like that. Then you also have a lookalike audiences. There's a lot to targeting, and so I don't want to go into that too much here. But if we talk, I actually named this ad set as if I was going to use a lookalike audience, but I want to go back to my original plan, which is to do like Amy Porterfield. In interests, let's come down here. I'm actually going to skip over location, age, because you can pretty much guess, what those things mean, your location, the age of the people you want to reach. I usually skip languages, but you can. Detailed targeting is where these quote unquote interests are. And you have something called precise interest, which is someone like Amy Porterfield, Marie Forleo, Lewis Howes, Creative Live. These are organizations, people, businesses, publications, that have an audience that's similar to yours. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of the ones I named are very, very, very popular. So a lot of people, kind of everyone and their mother in like the online business space, are targeting them. So I tend to look for some other options. That's precise interests, but then you also have something called general interests. So general interest is going to be social media marketing, online marketing, health coaching, these things that aren't really connected to a particular business. So we're not talking about targeting their fans, but rather people who are talking about those subjects. One that works really well for me is actually just online advertising. It's very broad. Look, you can see that size. It pops up for you over here. Very broad. But it just gives Facebook a lot of people to work with, and Facebook's algorithm is so advanced that it can tell like who inside that giant audience of more than 100 million is likely to engage with my ad, right? So I can do online advertising, and then something that's cool is you can click on an interest or whatever's in there, and then you can go to suggestions and actually get more. Same with if I go and choose Amy Porterfield, who's another good interest for me because she teaches, she recommends using ads. So this is interesting. When I hovered over Amy Porterfield, it said something like 3 million, and now it's telling me 18 million. FYI, I don't really trust these numbers. I'm not too worried about it, but typically I'm trying to get an audience that's over 1 million. More or less, but over 500,000, especially if you are really niche or you have a local business, you might not be able to get to those numbers, and you shouldn't worry too much about it. Look at this. I hover over Amy Porterfield. It tells me 3 million, and then I'm selecting and it tells me 18. Yeah, that can just be Facebook being glitchy. So under connection type, you can actually target people who like your page. That would be people who like Amy Porterfield and people who like my page, friends of people who like your page, and you can also exclude people who like your page if you want. I might do that because I'm trying to reach new people here. So I then just type in my name. Cool. Okay. So then I would just leave. Oh, excuse me. No, we're not going to leave automatic placements because of the type of ad that I'm going to teach you to do. We actually really need to change this. So I want you to uncheck Audience Network and then go through. I would uncheck In Stream and uncheck In Article for sure. Then everything else I leave as is. Okay? So now I'm going to come over to the ad level. I'm going to hit Edit. Now, if you see errors over here on the right, you shouldn't fret because it's telling you you don't have any of the pieces of the ad yet, which no, of course, you just got here. But so make sure you've chosen your Facebook page. If you're using Instagram, you can also select your Instagram account. Now, you have two options here, and both of them are possible. It just depends. The type of ad that I'm want you to set up here is actually a video ad where you're going to be teaching. Now, I didn't tell you that off the bat. Why? Because a lot of people hear video ad and they go run for the hills. I am one of them. I have a history of hating being on video. It just felt super awkward. But every single time I use video in my business, even as awkward as it can be, my business grows. My ad results are fantastic. So you're going to be creating a video. The content of the video is up to you, but what I want you to do is focus on being ridiculously useful, okay? Don't hold back, or don't make it just like a teaser and then people have to go and sign up for something or click. No, give them the good stuff right in the content. I used this strategy. I promoted 2 videos to cold audiences for about a month before my launch, and then I retargeted all of those viewers and had my cheapest webinar signups yet. And we were talking about webinar signups in Q4, which are super expensive. So I want you to get comfortable with this type of ad, and it's also great because you don't have to worry about conversion tracking, because right now you're just trying to get eyeballs on your videos and learn what do people like to see content about, okay? So if you maybe already have some videos or you want to try this thing, you can either go live on your Facebook page or you can create a video all by itself, edit it, make sure, it starts off with a good hook that catches people's attention. That's very important for a Facebook video ad. And then upload it to your page with some kind of text. You can also just do it right as an ad, but let me show you the 2 different ways. If you use an existing post, that means you've gone live on your page or you posted it to your page first. And then here you should see basically all of your posts, including any ads you've run. So I'm going to go to publish post and look for a video. This was a live that I did during a launch. You can add captions to your videos. I do recommend that you add captions if you're going to be running if you're going to be putting some money behind this, and I use rev.com, rev.com, to get pretty quick and accurate captions. And the cool thing is you can actually use the social proof from your existing posts. So that's something that I like a lot about quote unquote boosting posts that are already on your page. You can add a call to action button if you did want to give people an option to come and visit your site or a sign up page. I typically do not when I'm running these kinds of content awareness ads. If your pixel is in place, then you're going to want to do this. If not, it's not that big a deal. We're really just trying to build up some audiences for you and get some data. Now, if you are starting from scratch, you're going to go to create ad. You're going to add media. We're going to add video. This is where you would upload your video here. And let me find one that I have uploaded already. Well, here's just a tutorial, for example. And then I would have to add my text. Now, the most important, okay, it's giving me this thing because the thumbnail has a lot of text in it. You got to make sure if you're doing any kind of screen share or whatnot, you change your thumbnail so it's like an image of you or stock image. If you have too much text in the thumbnail, the ad won't run. Just the thumbnail, not like your entire video. So as for your text, the very first line should grab people's attention. So if I were doing some text for like this video, I would start off with, something I hear a lot, which is the tech side of Facebook ads is so overwhelming. And then I might say that all changes today. That's just grabbing people's attention. And then I might say, in this video, you'll learn then bullet points. And I like to use emojis for my bullet points. And the number one ad you can create today without any crazy tech issues. And then other bullet points. Why this one ad is the most powerful for targeting brand new people who don't know your business yet. You know, all these things. I actually have a blog post. We'll link to that as well about how to write bullet points. These are great for when you're writing bullet points on your landing page, but also in your ads. So we'll link to that below this video for sure. And then it's just like after maybe your bullet points, after you watch, let me know what your biggest aha moment was. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do that for an ads tutorial because people don't have aha moments usually. But your video might be, you know, like helping people with something, and so they might have an aha moment, for example. Cool. Then that's really all you need. You need the text and the video. You can add that button if you want. I don't really recommend it. And again, you're going to check for conversion tracking. So then after all of that is ready, you can ignore these yellow warnings. I always go back to the campaign and then I hit publish here. And that's going to send your campaign, your ad set, and your ad into review. Now, videos can take a little while to be approved because the algorithm typically comes up with captions for it. Not that they add, but they're trying to figure out what your video is about and if you're actually like cursing people out, for example. But then what do? After you've got this ad running, then you're going to want to look not just at your regular results column, but at a video engagement column. So I'm going to go with video in my campaign name. Right. So just recently I spent some money. Let's also do January. I spent some money on 2 different videos. They're actually, one is retargeting viewers of the others, but don't worry about that. That's sort of next level. But what I could see is like which one was getting me better results, which one were people watching more of. Now, granted, I spent a lot more money on this one at the bottom, but I can figure out, okay, if I spent $188 to get 374 video plays at 100%, so people watch the entire video, that's 50 cents to get people to watch an entire, I don't know, 5 to 10 minute video on Facebook ads. That is phenomenal. So then how much did my other one cost me? Okay. $60 divided by 67 views. Okay, so that one's definitely closer to $1. Now the audiences are different. One audience is cold. It's cheaper to target cold. One audience is warm. So it's not really a good comparison, but you could run 2 campaigns that are exactly the same, but with different videos in them, maybe at different times. So you run one for a week and then you change out the ad and you run another one, and then you can compare which of these 2 topics is more interesting to people. And then of course you should also be monitoring the comments, making sure you're engaging with people as they comment or as they post or share. If people tag somebody in the comments, you can say, thank you so much for sharing. Would love to know what you thought. If you get any not so nice comments, go right ahead and hide them. Okay? This happens when you spend money on ads, when you put yourself out there, especially on video. People can be, let's just say, a little insensitive. You are completely in your right mind to just hide those comments. There's no reason why you should have to leave them up for like free speech or whatever, because you're paying money for these ads. Okay? So what questions do you have for me? What questions do you have about content awareness ads, or about video ads in particular, or about targeting? Let me know in the comments below. That way I can maybe make more videos to answer your specific question. And don't forget about that targeting resource, clairepels.com/240. I will see you in our next video.